Oh, snap. This seems to be working. Okay. We're about to get started. About to get started. About to get started. Do they make a SATA to USB conversion plug? Does anybody know? I definitely, can I type in this? I don't think I can type in that. Yeah, this is just insanely tiny. Wow. I'm literally just gonna have to use my phone. Which I can't do there. I guess I could do here. Can I? Yeah. Okay. All right. Can't make that any bigger though, so be that as it may. Let's go ahead and get started. I am not a singer. Which camera am I doing here? Back camera, we're gonna do forward camera. Okay, if you're just joining us, we're about to get started. Say hi in the chat, let me know you're here, because I have a real hard time telling if there is anybody here. And it's, I mean, I guess it's a frightening realization that I might be just talking to myself for an hour each time. I'm gonna blame YouTube for that. Okay. Got the tools I need, got the laptop in question. Okay. Rock and roll. Yep. That works. Screw it, let's get started. And why is that filter on? I don't want a filter. Oof. Back camera. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry, that was blurry. Welcome. All right. Tonight we are, as per usual, live streaming from an iPad with a multiple camera setup. This is a webcam up on a little boom arm here. And what we're going to be working on tonight is this Lenovo ThinkPad. This is, by the way, a Sony ZV-1 I've got piped into the iPad. I don't think we're going to need that. We can get it out of the way. There we go. Lenovo ThinkPad T14 Gen 1 with a pretty flower sticker. These are a pain in the butt. I recommend not doing that on this rubberized laptop surface. But the lady who asked me to do it, I am not allowed to argue with about that. So, it has a USB-C port that charging is done on. Located there. That has started to become finicky, and we don't know why. Who knows? I have to hold it at a certain angle just to get it to charge. That's annoying. No one likes that. So, and it's same thing with data. You plug in a USB-C cable to it, and the data's spotty. And yeah, so we got to try and open this up, take a look inside, see why the heck is it being so finicky. Is it repairable? Probably not by me. Soldering and screwing around with motherboards, not my forte. At least not yet. But I'm not going in completely uneducated, as it were, because I have at my disposal, hello, rotate, rotate, rotate. Cool, this boom arm thing I've been trying out is interesting. Can we zoom in on that? We cannot zoom in on that. Interesting. I'm still testing out things with, oh, we can kind of zoom in on that. There we go. That is the Lenovo user manual for this laptop, including a diagram of the motherboard. I'm pretty stoked about that. HP, step up your game, because I would have loved something like that when I did a whole motherboard swap between two identical laptops. So let's get started with our main event. Pardon me. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna, let's see, come here. Hi there, how you doing? Hi, yeah. I'm gonna be down here working on this. And let's see. If there's anybody here, please say hi in the chat so I know you're here, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. That's weird. So what do we have? We've got the really awesome computer tool set that I got off Amazon. My first computer build. The pop-up tool, little thing here, is honestly the best feature. Tools themselves are nice, no ratcheting. It does have a flexi head, which is kind of cool. All right. Helps you get into tight spaces. And then has every star bit and hex bit, tiniest of star bits. I mean, you can't imagine what you'd need it for, but then of course you run across something that absolutely needs it, which is great. But let's go ahead and we'll set these aside. Of course, you need your plastic pry tools of all different kinds, the laptop guitar pick. An actual guitar pick works just as good, by the way. And then the metal pry bar, spatula, I don't know what you want to call it. You got to be really careful when you use these. Your plastic ones are going to be your best friends. Let's go ahead and get started. This, of course, is my retro edition Linus Tech Tip screwdriver. I know people kind of talked crap about a $70 screwdriver. I'll be honest, freaking worth it. Ooh, you know what I don't have? somewhere to put all these screws. Oh, great. Another great thing about Lenovo, I'm really, honestly, Lenovo, you've done good work. I keep looking at the wrong camera. There you are. Hi. You've done great work. These screws stay in place. You don't have to take them out. They have like a little retaining washer that holds them, and they just hang out there until you put the cover back on. Not losing screws. This is the ThinkPad T14 Gen 1. It's the Ryzen 7 edition. That manual I showed you does come with motherboard layouts and diagrams for all the Intel versions. And that's where I found out that one of the Intel versions, hold on a second, take this microphone off. One of the Intel versions comes with RFID. That's just an interesting notion for like unlocking your computer. RFID tags to access things. I mean, I wonder if it's that chip that's like on all your credit cards. You know what I'm talking about? I haven't ever done this camera configuration before, so I'm having a hard time figuring out where to look. But yeah, I think that might be what it's referencing, the little chip. The military, when I was in the military, they used them. They were the newest thing. That was like 2001, 2002, 2003 is when they started implementing those cards. That's what we had, and you had to take that everywhere in the military. I don't remember what the smart chip was mainly used for, like your medical records or something. I think that's what they were telling us. And now they're everywhere. Now they're in every credit card, and tapping is the way to go. I have not taken this apart in a while. I will say it does have a SIM card slot right there. Is that easy to see? And when taking the back case off, I feel like popping the SIM card slot out is a good idea. Yep, there's nothing in it. But you don't want it getting in the way when you're trying to pop the rear lid off. Just seems prudent. All right, all our screws are loosened. There's no hidden screws underneath rubber tabs like the HPs have. Holy crap. Do not hold too tightly on this table. Apparently I just damn near knocked my table over. Oh crap. Glad I didn't get that on camera. Alright. You can tell I've been in this laptop before. At least once. It's starting to come apart pretty easily. Just gonna get between the bits here. A lot of laptops will have a sort of clamshell latch system where like they expect you to hook it in the back and lay it forward and lock it in the front. So by that logic, you want to take it from the front, unlatch it, and open it, you know, this way and kind of towards the rear hinges. I do not recall if that was the case with this one. I have seen tutorials where that's where everyone's always suggesting for some other laptop. But if you just slide along the edge, you should hear some pops and cracks. Rice Krispies of laptop repair. I might need new tools. These are getting a little banged up. Of course, before you get started, always make sure that, there we go, the machine is turned off. It's always annoying when it's like a mismatched snapping sound. I can get a snap on one side. Start working my way around. Really careful near any USB, HDMI, any of the ports. You don't want to stick your probe in too far, even if it's plastic. You could end up hitting the motherboard and hitting those ports unprotected raw on the motherboard. Oof. We are right next to the port that I'm wanting to investigate. And it's almost letting me in too easily. Come on. Oh, that's great. A piece of plastic just fell out as I did that. Oh, and that's cracked right there. I don't think that was me. Oh no. Ugh, there's a crack right there. That might explain why it was coming apart so easily right there. This is not as graceful as I'd like it to be. Ooh, can you tell we have a dog? That's dog hair, folks. Woo! All right. Let's put this out of the way. Get over there. We have one slot for RAM. Forgot about that. First things first, let's detach the battery, which is, you look for these little plus minus symbols on the battery, and whatever cables, you can see kind of colored cables coming out of it, and then they're protected and they go to this thing here. So that is where we'll want to disconnect from. And then this one actually has a CMOS battery, which I don't see on any of my HPs, and that's handy because then you don't freak the motherboard out when you pull the battery. I just noticed this does have a M.2 SSD with one of the Phison memory controllers on the SSD. These are the ones that were kind of having the issues with that Windows update that Jay's 2 cents and everybody was going on about. I gotta stop pulling on this table to rotate. Glasses off. Let's unplug this battery. Oh, look at that. It has a little pull tab. See that? Pull tab. You know what that means. It means they wouldn't have done it if they didn't want you to use heavy machinery. Oops. Squeeze harder. Okay. My needle noses are not This is a really tightly packed motherboard too. That was one of these professional ones. I ripped it. That's funny. All right. I'm pretty sure the last time I messed around in here too, I did not detach the battery before fooling around, because I was dumb and didn't know what I was doing. There we go. Just back and forth each side. Eventually, come loose. There we go. Battery disconnected. I'm excited that I don't actually have to do anything like take the battery out and undo ribbon cables. The most I gotta do is get my dog's hair out of here and figure out why that USB-C port there is being finicky. Hey there. Live on YouTube. Just wanted to show you Jasmine's puppy glitter is adorning the inside of your computer quite a bit. So it's clear. There's evidence that you spent a lot of time hanging out with her on her doggy bed while you're working. Okay. Let's take a look right here. What's interesting is that, oh, this is neat. This entire I/O section, so we've got HDMI, USB, a docking station. That's what this odd, oblong, where are my glasses? There we go. This oddly shaped one here is actually a docking station. So it has a real USB-C and then some other, I think, proprietary thing there. And that's all one docking station plug that I guess would come with Lenovo. There's the USB-C in question. But all of these, you can see here, are protected under this long plate, which is kind of cool. I'm not 100% sure what prompted that design choice, but it keeps them nicely protected, I guess, against any impact or anything like that on the edges of, you know, laptop edges are commonly where you're going to drop them and hit them on things. I don't know if I have any examples lying around. Actually, that's a lie. I know I do. Where's that laptop I just dismantled the other day? You can tell I'm super organized. But yeah, the corners and edges are always where they get hit. So the fact that they've added this reinforcing plate across that whole I/O is really cool. I mean, look at the cable management. Little rubber channels they add. Mad props to Lenovo. I mean, it's probably impossible to work in here for some of these repair guys that come in here with these tiny soldering irons and heat guns and replace just one of these little things. But you probably don't have to do it that often considering how well these appear to be made. Ooh, it's got one of these buttons over here that I guess lets you know if it's been opened or not. Hi, sweetie.
That's good for laptops, right?
What? Puppy hair?
The dog hair.
No, dust and hair can definitely interrupt electric signals. So if there is, like, I don't know, puppy hair jammed in that USB-C port, that could be problematic.
Well, the plug has become very loose fitting.
Oh, has it?
Hold it at a certain angle.
Okay.
But also, every time I open my laptop, I definitely see some of her hair on the screen and electrostatics to it, and I go, when I get to work.
Mm-hmm.
But it had been, I had to hold it down and towards the back every time I wanted it to charge in that port, and it would be really loose. So, just to give some context.
Okay. You want to come take a look at this? So, I was just telling nobody, because there's no one watching at the moment, I don't think. Comment in the comments. That's the comments section, by the way. Look how this stupid app.
Okay. Let me see all the puppy hair.
Oh, sorry. Well, you can't see it. It's everywhere.
Okay, that's like 7 hairs. Is it like in the actual fan blades?
It's probably in there somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
And then it's all across here. And then.
Should I just blow on it right now? It'll get it all away.
No, you gave me a.
I did.
Did you buy me that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah, you gave me a machine that does that.
Okay.
But what's really neat, look, this protective plate is over the whole side I/O. So if it were to get dropped on the corner, like it's pretty well protected.
Okay, but inside here, I believe, is loose.
Right. So that's what I have to...
Okay, but I still need this to operate, though, so it's not fully... Like, you didn't take everything off it tonight, right? So
Everything. Well, that's your... If we need to do anything, we just pop that out and put it in my blue one.
that includes all my software and all my drivers and all
Everything's there. Everything's there. Your entire computer lives there. Everything. We need a flashlight. So, yeah, I'll try and get a good inside look in that. That's the one that's bad. But, I mean, it's pretty well secure. It doesn't look loose or at all. It's, if anything, it's the inside of it's loose. But you do have
Well,
that.
of course. That's what I've been saying.
This is for a docking station. So if you can find the Lenovo docking station for this,
It's on my... I have a docking station for that.
and it has this plug, that would solve all your problems and make this pretty much moot.
No, I'd have to take it everywhere.
Well, yes, you would. But currently, if we couldn't get this repaired.
I mean, I don't even know where I'm working tomorrow yet.
Okay.
I asked, and her answer was not helpful.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, I'm going to make some noise.
I said, hi, sorry to bother you. Please let me know where I'm working tomorrow. And she said, yeah, will do. Okay.
You'll find out first thing in the morning.
I don't know what city to go to yet by 8 a.m.
Just pick one. Just show up. There's going to be a courtroom without a court reporter somewhere. All right. I'm going to put this microphone over here so that it doesn't make a lot of noise. That's pointless. Crap. I didn't charge my blower. That's fun. Where's the charging cable for this? Aha! It uses USB to charge. I don't know if it's going to work as USB to just operate. Let's find out. Come here. Gotta get this dog hair out of here. Okay. Okay. Number of interesting discoveries. Some little bit of plastic just fell out of this hole here. I don't know if it's a washer or what. That's weird. But another interesting discovery is under this plastic flap are just two wires taped down that are supposed to be connected to something. Here's our Wi-Fi card, which I think handles Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. What is this? Orange and blue. What on earth is that for? It's another M.2 style slot. right next to the SSD and the Wi-Fi card. Let's investigate. What we can do is check out the diagram. System board connectors and cables for the AMD board. That looks to be, based on its orientation, it is facing towards the hub there. Yeah, that is number 7. Number 7 is wireless WAN card slot internal. Well, we know that's not true because we just found the other one, which is number 5. Wireless LAN card slot internal. What? WAN. Like the WAN show? Like what Linus Tech Tips does? Doesn't make any sense. Hold on. So that's the LAN. And that's the WAN slot. What's up with that? Wireless WAN. Now I'm going to have to learn something new. I can Google that. Wireless. What is a WAN? Wide area network. Connects computers and local networks, LANs, over large geographical areas, such as cities, states, and even countries. So why does this laptop need a WAN card? That's interesting. Anyway, it's not why we're here. We're here. Take a close look at that USB-C port. Okay. So we are going to try and prop it up a little bit so I can get a good look inside. There we go. You just stay just like that. And then we're going to turn this down. And around. There we go. Get a better angle on it. So, she said it was loose. That middle bit does not jiggle at all. The metal tabs in there look it kind of does lift up and down a little bit. If I push it up, well, I guess that would be down for reality, but in our cases it's up. It does have a little flex upward. Doesn't seem worrisome. And what I can't tell is whether or not there's anything in it. These are all plastic bits that came off. You gotta be really careful popping the covers off on your laptops, folks. That's disheartening. Little plastic bits everywhere. Start to add up. All right, flashlight again. Let's look inside. Nothing huge and obviously foreign inside there. Well, I kind of want to resort to Q-tips. or toothpicks. Put some contact cleaner in there and flush out any contaminants. Maybe, I mean, could it be some dog hair shoved in there? Possibly. That does seem unlikely, and that's my beard. I don't know. It always, in my experience with every one of these things, it's never what you think it is. You know? The contacts on the bottom look all there. A little bit of crud on the top side. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes. If I have to close one eye to see better, that's probably bad, right? That's like not like a normal thing. Maybe I should see an eye doctor. Does anyone have suggestions on what I can use to clean the inside of a USB-C port? Let's ask somebody who would definitely know. Are you there? Hey there, I'm working on a ThinkPad T14 Gen 1, and the USB-C charging port is acting funny. It only charges when you hold the USB-C plug at a certain angle. I think it might be dirty inside the USB-C port. What are my recommended methods of cleaning it?
Hey, yeah, that definitely sounds like a finicky port situation. The first step is usually to give it a gentle cleaning to see if it's just some dust or debris messing with the connection. What I'd recommend is turning off the laptop first and unplugging everything. Then you can use something like a can of compressed air to blow out any dust from the USB-C port. Just give it a few short bursts and see if that helps. If there's still some grime in there, you can take a soft, dry toothbrush or a tiny anti-static brush and very gently brush inside the port. The key is to be gentle and not to use anything metal that might damage the contacts, and definitely avoid liquids if you can. Hopefully after that, it'll start charging a bit more reliably.
What about contact cleaner?
Yeah, contact cleaner is definitely an option if you're dealing with something a little more stubborn. If you do use contact cleaner, just make sure it's one that's safe for electronics and dries quickly. Usually a tiny spritz on something like a lint-free swab or just a very careful application is all you need. Let it evaporate fully before you plug anything back in. So yeah, if a quick brush and some air doesn't do the trick, a little contact cleaner might just be that next step to get that port behaving nicely again.
She's so polite. Thank you.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. I'm always happy to help out, politely or otherwise. If you...
Sassy. Robots. Okay. I'm going to follow that. I do have toothbrushes, although they're not going to really reach inside. I have static-free like microfiber, but again, that's not going to fit inside a USB-C port either. Like, these are a tiny little space to work in. Okay. I haven't had cause to use the cute little red straw that comes with these things before. So this will be the first time. But if you want a accurate application of your contact spray, the little red straw is the way to go. Okay, we're going to put this underneath. There we go. And we're just going to get a little bit inside there. There we go. Just let that kind of sit for a second. And then I'm going to use the little pick end of this. And a microfiber. Just try to get inside there a little bit. Just around the edges. Okay. I still can't see very well in there. Where's my phone? I mean, it looks dry, but I'm not happy with how little I was able to get inside. We're going to go with shop towel. All right, that's our wet bit. Shove that around inside, and then I'm going to get our dry one. Honestly, I'm just going to kind of shove it in there incrementally, try to get as much in as I can, and then swish it around. What I need is one of those little, if you've ever used one before, it's like a plastic razor blade. Use it to take stickers off things that you don't want to scratch with an actual razor blade, but you still need that kind of thinness to it. That might be skinny enough to get shoved in here. Okay, let's go with the dry one. Just try to shove in as much as I can. I really can't get in very far underneath that. These USB-C ports, that little tab in the middle is durable. Shocked at what the problem could be here. All right. Screw it. Let's go for a test. All we're looking for here is an orange charging light, solid, and for it to not really waver. Not to be finicky or anything particular. it would be this LED right here. That's probably hard to see. Now what I'm worried about is this stupid button on the bottom of the laptop here, designed to let the system know if it's been opened. Maybe it won't charge if the cover's off. That's stupid annoying. All right. We're going to hold the button down. We're going to plug in. We're moving it around. We're not getting anything. Let's plug it in on this one over here. Okay, good news. We're not getting anything there either. There's an LED right there that should light up. Oh, there we go. All right, so there's our LED. It's charging is working. Let's plug this one in. Give it a few seconds. Nothing. This isn't at all discouraging. Okay, that one instantly turned on. I'm wiggling it and nothing is happening. Okay, that's freaky. I think it's just the orientation of the USB-C. I flip it around and it instantly turned on. Hey, babe. So it's charging off this port, but only if the USB-C plug is facing the right way. Like if I were to rotate this around, it doesn't work. Can you bring me your charger that you use and let's test that one out? Okay. By the way, if you've never heard of or used the app Marco Polo to like send messages back and forth instead of text messages, you got to try it. It's so much better than texting. All right, so no idea what the problem is, but we might have come up with a solution. As much as I raved about this protective shield over the whole I/O area, I don't want to take it off, but I do want to be able to see in there to see how easy it would be to have this replaced and like take it to a shop and say, hey, I need to swap out this USB-C port. I imagine it's doable, but still. All right, well, we might have our answer there while we... Oops, sorry. Oh, classy. While we wait for possibly getting that other charger to test out, let's go ahead and clean other grime off of here. Oh wait, we're plugged in still, so let's be careful. Just cleaning the fan up. This dog hair is stuck to everything. This here, I think, is like for the same thing I was talking about before, the RFID card slot, card reader. I think you have to plug your little ID card with the chip, just like a credit card, in that slot right there. Now, the manual only mentioned Intel as having that option, but who knows?
I'm attempting to locate it. I'm sure it came back from Mendocino. I just don't know in which bag.
Okay. You could check Billboard Baggins. You could check. It was in. You had the white, pink, blue tote.
My mom asked what I was looking for. I told her. She held up a watch charger and said, "Is it this?" I said, "No, but thank you."
My girlfriend has lots of totes.
And totes have totes.
She totes has totes. And then we've had to start naming the totes. Like one is actually made out of billboard material. So we named it Billboard Baggins. But that's how you have to tell them apart. Okay. Legit, this hair is like I might as well just tweezer this freaking hair off. Is that an ASMR option on YouTube?
This is one of them.
That's one that you know you've had issues with. Like,
Yes.
I literally have to tweeze Jasmine's hair out of here because there's like sticky surfaces in here. Okay.
It's not the main one, but it's one of them.
This is that replacement one I bought you, I think. Oh, we cannot live stream that.
Things you say for
It worked. It didn't work. Okay, I cleaned the USB-C port, and now it only works when I have the USB-C plug flipped in the right orientation. If I rotate the USB-C plug 180 degrees and plug it back in, it doesn't work. I thought they were supposed to be universal, both sides.
Yeah, that's definitely a little odd. Normally, USB-C is supposed to work no matter which way you plug it in, since it's reversible. If you're seeing that only one orientation works, it might mean that inside that port, one set of pins or contacts is either a bit bent or still not making a good connection. You might want to double check the port with a flashlight to see if there's any tiny bit of debris left, or if one side of the connector looks a little off. Sometimes even a gentle brush or a bit of compressed air can help. But yeah, in an ideal world, both sides should work the same way.
Okay, well, either way, it's working. I think that's the key thing to DIY laptop repair is whatever works.
Exactly. Yeah, you've got it. Sometimes that's just the golden rule of DIY repairs. If it works, even if it's a little quirky, then it works. And hey, if you run into more hiccups, we can always dive in again and see what's going on.
Cool, thanks. Didn't know you were still listening, creeper. Okay. that concludes our exploratory mission for the evening. Thanks for attending at all, if you did. Key takeaways, obviously, I need a different camera setup if I'm going to be doing close-up laptop work. I think that's just really not... Oh, shoot. I'm honestly trying to put this stupid little piece of broken... You know what this might be? This might be the retaining washer for that corner. That's the back hinge there. Nope, the retaining washer's there. Oh, that's the Lenovo one? Mm-hmm. All right, we'll test that. Where was this?
Between the dog bed and the couch.
Okay.
Can you make sure to turn that on? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear those tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay, see that?
Also, keep in mind, normally this is sitting the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So try holding it up and see what happens there. Because I would normally just put it in like crazy. And also, this doesn't have that other extra piece of plastic holding it out a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So definitely doesn't work facing this way, but if you flip it over, it's pretty reliable.
Okay, over, but they both have a depression, so how would I tell which way is which?
You just plug it in. If it doesn't turn orange, then flip it over and it turns orange. It's not ideal, I know, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
Okay. What you gonna do? She's a court reporter, and this is very important work. I completely get it. And the good news is, if worse comes to worse, I've got that Fallout laptop, which is also a ThinkPad. In fact, it is a Gen 2. So the same laptop, just a year newer. And what it doesn't have is the docking ports. The docking port, but she doesn't use it anyway. It's got two USB-Cs. It's got a USB. It's got HDMI. Headphone jack. Another USB-A. I think that's all she'd need. I do think it would be funny if you walked into a courtroom rocking one of these. I'm sure the jury would give her lots of attention. But, all right, that concludes the evening. I'm just going to put this back together and make sure it works again. But I'm not going to stream that. So thank you to anybody who's been hanging out at all. Hey, it says there's 3 people watching. How you doing? Like and subscribe? I don't know. I hate saying that. Don't. If you don't want to, that's fine. I don't just do weird stuff like this all the time. Feel free to stop back in and visit again.